Hello everyone, for today's video I'm going to teach you guys how to crochet these super adorable mini heart cake keychains. They're super cute and they're just perfect as Valentine's Day gifts. So if you want to know how to crochet one, keep on watching until the end of the video, okay? So yeah, let's get started. Here are all the materials that you would need. Your yarn for the main cake color, I'm using light pink. And your yarn for the cream and piping. You can also use a different color for the piping if you want. It's up to you. I'm only using 2 colors today. Stuffing. You'll need 2 hook sizes. This is a 3.5mm hook and a 2mm hook. The 3.5mm hook will be the main hook we'll be using to make the cake and the cream. The smaller hook size is to make the piping. You'll need a pair of scissors, some beads to decorate your cake. I'm also using some star beads to decorate my cake, and also a cute little bow. You guys can decorate your cake with whatever decorations you want. Glue to stick on the beads. I usually use a glue gun, but for this tutorial I'm using this glue. And if you want to turn your cake into a keychain, you'll need a chain or a key ring. Those are all the materials that you would need. You can use any yarn size that you would like, as long as you use the corresponding hook sizes. For example, you can also use chunky yarn to make a bigger cake plushie if you would like. But yeah, those are all the materials that you would need, and let's get started with the tutorial. To make the bottom of the cake, we'll start by using a 3.5mm hook. Grab your main yarn color, mine's light pink, and we'll start by making a magic circle. So this is how I make a magic circle. I grab my yarn from the skein, wrap it around my finger and cross it in front like that. And then I hold it where it crosses, and I take the loop off my finger and I twist it once like that. Grab my hook, insert my hook into the loop, and I'll grab the yarn from the skein and bring up one loop. Now I let this go, and I'll create a chain 1. So this is my magic circle and this is 1 chain, so we're gonna create 2 more chains, so in total we'll have 3 chains. Magic ring and 3 chains. Now we're gonna do 3 treble crochets into the magic ring. To do a treble crochet, yarn over twice, insert your hook into the magic ring, grab your yarn and bring up 1 loop. Yarn over, bring this yarn through the first 2 loops. Now there's 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, bring this yarn through the first 2 loops. Yarn over, bring through the last 2 loops. That is a treble crochet. We're gonna do 2 more treble crochets into the magic ring. Yarn over twice, insert into the magic ring and bring up 1 loop. Yarn over, bring through the first 2 loops. Yarn over, bring through the next 2 loops. Yarn over, bring through the last 2 loops. That's 2 treble crochets and 1 more. Now we have 3 treble crochets. Now we're gonna do 4 double crochets into the magic ring. Double crochet is yarn over once, insert your hook into the magic ring and grab yarn, bring up 1 loop. yarn over, bring through the first 2 loops, yarn over, bring through the last 2 loops. Now we have 1 double crochet. We're gonna do 3 more. 2 double crochets, 3, and 4 double crochets. Now we're gonna make the point of the heart. We're gonna do a treble crochet. So yarn over twice, and treble crochet. You can pull this loop a bit to make the hole smaller. So now we have made half of the heart. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. 4 double crochet and 3 treble crochets. So 4 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 double crochets. Now 3 treble crochets. And close the hole a bit to make it easier to work into. Yarn over twice. 1, 2, and 3. Now we've completed 4 double crochets and 3 treble crochets. Now we're gonna close the heart by making chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now we're gonna slip stitch into the measuring. Now pull this tail to close the hole. This is the first round of the heart. For the next round, we're gonna work over the chain 3 and we're gonna make 2 single crochet. This chain 3, we're gonna work into this hole. So insert your hook into this hole, grab your yarn, bring up the loop, grab your yarn over, and bring through both loops on your hook. That's 1 single crochet. We're gonna do 1 more into the same hole. And 2 single crochet. Now for the next 3 treble crochets from previous round, 1, 2, 3, make 3 double crochet in each stitch. So there will be a total of 9 double crochet. 3 double crochet here, 3 double crochet, 3 double crochet. So first stitch, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and 3 double crochet into the same stitch. 3 double crochet into the first stitch here. 3 double crochet into the next stitch. 1, 2, and 3 double crochet into the second stitch. Last one, 3 double crochets into the third stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Now we have done 2 single crochets, 3 double crochet in the first stitch, 3 double crochet in the second stitch, and 3 double crochet in the third stitch. Now for the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, we're gonna do 1 double crochet in each stitch. So 1 double crochet in the next stitch, second double crochet in the next stitch, and third double crochet in the next stitch. So 3 double crochets, 1 double crochet in each stitch. Now for the next stitch, we're gonna do 2 double crochets into the same stitch. So 1 double crochet and 2 double crochet. Now we've reached the point of the heart again. Into this same stitch, we're gonna work a double crochet, treble crochet, and a double crochet. So total of 3 stitches. So we'll start by making a double crochet. 1 double crochet. Now into the same stitch, treble crochet, now into the same stitch, double crochet. And now you've done a double crochet, treble crochet, and a double crochet into the same stitch. Now for the other side of the heart, we're going to repeat the same thing we did on the other side. So we're going to start by making a 2 double crochets into the next stitch. 1 double crochet and 2 double crochets into the same stitch. And the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 1 double crochet in each stitch. 1 double crochet into the next stitch, 2, and 1 double crochet into the next stitch, 3. Now we have 3 stitches left. We're gonna do 3 double crochets in each stitch. So 1, 2, and 3. 3 double crochet. That's 1 second stitch, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and 3 double crochet. And for the last stitch, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now 2 single crochets into this hole. 1 and 2. Now to close the heart, we're gonna slip stitch into the next stitch, into the first stitch on the other side. This one, the first single crochet. Insert your hook, yarn over, bring up the loop, bring that loop through the loop on your hook. Ta-da! this is the base of the cake. You can pull this yarn tail to close the hole. Make sure it's really tight. Okay, so this is the base of the cake. Now we're gonna make the sides of the cake like this. So what we're gonna do is chain 1, and then we're gonna work into the back loops only to create the sides of the cake. So the back loop is the loop further from you. So as you can see, the stitches consist of 2 loops. This is the front loop and this is the back loop. We're working into the loop that is further from you. This one. This is the back loop. For this round, we're gonna do single crochets in each stitch, working into the back loops only. Now to begin, make sure you do a single crochet into the stitch, into the same stitch as your chain 1. You might have to push it a bit to see the stitch, but here it is. So insert your hook into the back loop only, like that, and make a single crochet. The next stitch, back loop only, single crochet. Next stitch, back loop only, single crochet. See, if you work into the back loops only, you can see the front loops here. These are the front loops. Crochet, we have now reached the end of the round, and you should have 35 stitches in total. So all these single crochets, there should be 35 stitches. And now we're gonna slip stitch into the first single crochet, this one. Slip stitch. See, as you can see, the sides of the cake is starting to form. We're gonna do 2 more rows of single crochet in each stitch around. To begin, chain 1, single crochet into the same stitch as your chain 1, this one, this one single crochet. Now single crochet all the way around until you reach the last stitch. There should be 35 stitches in total. I have now reached the end of the round, and now I'm going to slip stitch into the first stitch. Now that's 2 rows for the side. Now we're going to do 1 more chain 1, single crochet into the same stitch, and single crochet in each stitch around for the third round. So there should be 35 stitches. So I have now reached the end of the round, and I'm going to slip stitch to close the round. And ta-da! Now there's 3 rows for the side of the cake. We have completed the base and the sides of the cake. Now chain 1 and fasten off. You don't need to leave a long tail for this round. Now the bottom of the cake is complete, and we'll have to make the top of the cake. To make the top of the cake, the pattern is the same as the base, but you just stop after making the second round. So yeah, let's make the top of the cake. Now leave a long tail for the top of the cake because we're gonna use this tail to sew the top onto the bottom of the cake. We have the bottom and the top. Now make sure you align the hearts properly because you don't want it to look wonky. Like if you sew it like this, it's gonna look a bit weird. So find the middle of the bottom part. It should be here. Insert your needle into the middle of the bottom and go back into the middle of the top. Now that you've positioned it in the middle, it should be easier now to sew the pieces together. Insert your needle into the top of the stitch of the bottom of the cake and the top. The stitches align together, so you can just go through both stitches like that and just sew it together like that. So insert your needle into the bottom, into the next stitch of the bottom and the top, and pull. Go into the next stitch with your needle and the top, go into the next stitch. Yeah, so basically you're just repeating that all the way around, but before sewing all the way around, but stop here, leave a small gap so we can insert the stuffing. Now we've almost reached the end of the heart. It's almost fully closed. So before you sew it all the way, we're going to insert the stuffing now. For the stuffing, make sure you don't insert too much because we don't want the heart to be like bulging at the top. We want it to be somewhat flat here and the bottom as well. So insert just enough so it creates a nice cake shape. Ta-da! So how I usually fasten off is I insert my needle into the nearest stitch. Since this is the same color yarn, so it's fine, the knot won't be noticeable. Bring your needle out, but don't pull it all the way, leave a small loop. Insert your needle back into the loop and pull it to create a knot to secure the stitch. And so I just insert my needle back into my work and bring it out on the other side, and I just cut it. You now have the base of the cake. It's very soft and squishy. So as you can see, there's a line from where we sewed the two pieces together, so that is where we're gonna work into to make the cream for the top of the cake. To begin, turn your cake like this. We're gonna make our stitches in this direction. So now insert your hook into the middle, somewhere in the middle. I'm just gonna insert it here like so. Grab your yarn and make a slip knot. Like so. Grab the slip knot with your hook and bring it through the stitch. Now we're gonna do chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So how we're gonna make the cream is basically we're gonna make a double crochet cluster into the first chain. To make a double crochet cluster, yarn over, insert your hook into the first chain, bring up one loop, and there's 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, bring through the first 2 loops. Now you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook into the first chain, bring up a loop, yarn over, bring through the first 2 loops, yarn over, insert your hook into the first chain, the same chain, bring up 1 loop, yarn over, bring through the first 2 loops. There should be 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, bring through all 4 loops. Ta-da! You have made 1 cluster for the cream. Now we're going to slip stitch about somewhere that is about the width of the cream. So around here, like 2 stitches over. Now slip stitch that should make the cream stick to the cake. Now chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to repeat what we did for the first cream, which is 3 double crochet clusters into the first chain. 1, 2, 3, this chain. So your number ones, insert your hook into the first chain, yarn over, bring up 1 loop, yarn over, bring through the first 2 loops only, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook into the same chain, first chain, bring up 1 loop, yarn over, bring through the first 2 loops, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook into the first chain, yarn over, bring up 1 loop, yarn over, bring through the first 2 loops. Now yarn over, bring through all loops on the hook. That's the second one. Now skip 2 stitches and slip stitch somewhere beside the 2 stitches for the 3rd stitch here. So that's 2 stitches. I'll show you guys one more time. Now chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over, insert your hook into the first chain, yarn over, bring up 1 loop, yarn over, bring through the first 2 loops, yarn over, insert into the same first chain, yarn over, bring up 1 loop, yarn over, bring through the first 2 loops, yarn over, insert into the same first chain, yarn over, bring up 1 loop, yarn over, bring through the first 2 loops. Now you have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, bring through all 4 loops. So once you bring over all 4 loops on your hook, you'll see that there just starts to curve inwards like that. Now I'm gonna twist it like this and skip two stitches, 1, 2, slip stitch into the 3rd stitch. It should look like that. Now repeat all the way until you reach back at the beginning. So I've just finished making my last cluster. Now I'm gonna slip stitch somewhere close to the first cluster. So somewhere here. Slip stitch. And chain one and fasten off. Cut your yarn. Now hide these two ends. Now the top of the cake is complete. Now we're gonna make the cream for the bottom part. For the bottom cream, we're gonna make the cream above the front loops from the third round. See, above this line here, make a slip knot. And insert your hook in the middle like this. Grab your slip knot, pull it through the stitch, and now it's basically the same thing as the top cream. Chain for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pull on this tip a bit. Now insert your hook into the first chain. Yarn over, bring up 1 loop. Yarn over, bring through 2 loops. Yarn over, insert your hook into the same chain. Yarn over, bring up 1 loop. Yarn over, bring through the first 2 loops. Yarn over, insert into the first chain. Yarn over, bring through the first 2 loops. Now you have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, bring through all 4 loops. Pull on the tail to close the chain hole. And now turn. Skip about 2 stitches and slip stitch into your third stitch. 1, 2, 3. That's 1 cream done. Now chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over, insert your hook into the first chain. Yarn over, bring up 1 loop. Yarn over, bring through 2 loops. Yarn over, insert into the same first chain. Yarn over, bring up 1 loop. Yarn over, bring through the first 2 loops. Yarn over, insert into the first chain. Yarn over, bring through the first 2 loops. Now 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, bring through all 4 loops. I have now just made my last cluster, and I'm gonna slip stitch close to the middle, close to the first cluster. Slip stitch. Slip stitch, chain 1, and fasten off. Now hide these 2 ends. Now the cake and the cream is done. We just have to make the piping, and then we can start decorating. To make the piping, you need a smaller size hook. I'm using a 2mm hook and the same yarn I used for the cream. Make a slip knot. So to make the cream, we're gonna insert a hook somewhere on the top. So this is the top of the cake, this is the bottom. So place the top at the bottom, like this. Insert your hook somewhere in the middle, like so, like this. Grab your slip knot, pull it through the stitches. Now we're going to chain 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Make sure you do the chains really tight so it'll look much neater. And now place your chain on the cake and see and try to shape it until you get a nice shape that you like this. You can make this chain longer, just create more chains if you want the piping to be like longer, or make it shorter, any way that you like. I'm just making 13 chains and I like how it looks like this, so I'm gonna slip stitch somewhere here like this. Ta-da! So I've created one piping. Now just repeat the same thing all the way around. Chain 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Place it to the cake like this. And slip stitch. Slip stitch underneath the cream. So you guys can totally use the cream on top as a guide as well. For example, you want a chain to go across 2 clusters like this, then it will be easier for you guys to make it. 13. And this is my last chain. Slip stitch to the first, to where you started the first chain. Slip stitch into the same stitch. And chain 1 and fasten off. Is done. We're gonna make it shape nicely using glue. So I just glue it down in the middle, like around here, like this. I'll glue it down here, and then here, glue it down here, and repeat all the way around to give it a nice curved shape. So I'm just gonna add a bit of glue here. Never mind, that bottle of glue wasn't working, so I'm switching to my glue gun. Glue this chain and hold it there for a few seconds while the glue dries. So just repeat that for all the chains. Here is what it looks like, and it's now time to decorate. Here are all the beads that I'm going to use. I'm just going to add the beads in between the clusters on the top of the cream, like this. So my camera died, but I already finished putting all the beads on top of the cream. So it looks like rainbow sprinkles. Now I'm just gonna add these star beads on the piping here. Look how cute it looks with the little star beads. It's time to add the little bow on top. And it's done. Now you can add your chain to make it a keychain. Mini heart cake keychain. This one is my favorite. It's like red velvet cake. I hang this on my handbag. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy making this mini heart cake keychains. They are perfect for Valentine's Day if you want to gift them to someone. If you guys do make them, don't forget to tag me on Instagram at prettyknotty so I can see all the cute cakes you guys make. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below or send me a DM through Instagram and I will try my best to help you guys. But yeah, I am really obsessed with the one I just made. It's such a cute color combination. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy making these cakes, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye!